They get me up in the morning. They give me reason to believe I'm here for somebody, for someone. They make me feel so joyous. Happiness ain't a word to describe what I feel. Like when I try to give it up, sick and tired of all this stuff, they give me a reason to keep going and going. Like when I feel like I should quit, I keep going and going and going.
He say, she say, he say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. I run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. I wake up, I put on my clothes, time to go check me a robe. You can't tell me shit, tell me nothing, I really turn nothing to something. Look, I used to be broke like a bitch, I was hurt, I was ugly. These bitches, they ain't wanna touch me, now none of these niggas could touch me. The time that you thought I was spending alone, I was working the phone. The time that you thought I was bumming, I was just stacking my money. Yeah, the time that you thought I was down and out, I was not in the drought. I get that dope and then ship it out. I'm American gangster. I know Victoria's Secret. I got the key to the streets. I got some niggas be trapping. They wanted, they coming to me. Look, that bitch said she want me to fuck her just like I be fucking the beat. I told her that me and my niggas gon' be there 2:45. My diamonds come away from the Mayans and I run the street with some lions. I trap like I want me a Kanye and rap like I want me a Wraith. Don't say no shit on the internet you ain't gon' say to my face. Look, these industry niggas be pussy and I'm trying to give me a taste. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. Trapping, that's my reputation. I like rapping, that's my reputation. I like flipping cars, reputation. Lord. They know me, they know my reputation. I like kissing bitches, reputation. Dismissing bitches, reputation. Oh, flipping money, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. I ain't too fucking dope, reputation. I'm gon' swing first, reputation. I might kill a verse, reputation. Look, they know me, they know my reputation. Look. Like a James, reputation. I turn my grandma house to trap house, that's my reputation. I got court cases, shell cases, reputation. Look, they know me, they know my reputation, bitch. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say, he say. He say, she say. He say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Hello. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Running the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Why these bitches like to talk a lot? He say, she say. Why these niggas like to she say. I'm not really with that, he say, she say. I'm not. Why these niggas like to talk a lot? Why do bitches like to talk a lot? Yeah, he say, she say, he say, she say. Nah. Hey, we ain't gonna talk real fake on that fake. Yeah. Yeah.
What's good? What's good, everybody? How everybody feeling on this beautiful afternoon? We all in here. Glad to see everybody in the chat. You already know what time it is. Pretty Apple. What's good with it? Dare Caesar, Miss Red, Nina Ray, Michelle Habert. How y'all doing? Shout out to Mama Justice, Linda Amos, Robert Champion. How y'all doing? I'm trying to learn the names, even if I don't see them pop up in the chat. I wish I could learn everybody's name. Shout out to everybody that's in attendance and not in attendance. Man, that was just real quick. I want to how you doing, blessed grandma? That was a real good live. I feel yesterday. Mama Justice, she came through and she stamped us. How you doing, Victoria George? She came through, she dropped that knowledge. And, you know, that video was just about, you know, mainly, you know, a lot of stuff we see is all type of messages in it. We just, you know, got to have that eye open more than the ears, more than just our physical eye. We got to have that mind open to be able to read. Reading is more than just, you know, reciting the words, repeating the words. It's more, you know, to reading than that. You got to, sometimes you got to decipher, and sometimes, you know, seeing, you know, same thing as reading, it requires more research. Sometimes you got to step out there. But we're finna touch up on some things. Y'all, October is almost here. Y'all know what that means. We talked a little bit about it last night. October is almost here. And notice what I said last night. As October approaches, ain't no telling what we'll see come from these people. But real quick, we gonna and it proves, it only proves what we was talking about is a possibility. Like I said, real quick, and who all recall me doing this, exactly what they doing? Talking about Shemaya, Brianna. We just gonna touch on it real quick. Y'all know how we feel about that, but it only gonna show that we were on the right track. Let's just check this out real quick.
Get this damn girl ASD and y'all still ain't got the damn girl phone.
Let me just stop right there. and I hope everybody can hear what she just said. You know, just in case, she said, as a matter of fact, let me replay it before I say anything, because I want y'all to get this. Some of y'all might have saw this and some of you may not. But I've been proved this. I'm talking about when I went to the cemetery. Check this out.
Get this damn girl ASD and y'all still ain't got the damn girl phone. But y'all around this bitch getting ASD. Y'all live around this bitch living in mansions, dropping cars, back to back.
Who is they talking about? Right, there you go, Pretty Apple. We're going to recap this. Hey, look, who are these young women talking about? Did y'all hear what they said? Pretty Apple, you said she said the dead girl. I didn't hear that part, but you already know we're going to play it back. We're going to play it back. Okay, just in case, you know, it's hard for everybody to hear. What she said was, she did say something about dead, but like I said, we're gonna play it back. But she also said that, end quote, she said, motherfuckers running around. I mean, first she said y'all didn't even put a tombstone on the girl grave. And then she said, motherfuckers running around here buying mansions and buying brand new cars. Did y'all hear when she just said that? Let's play it back.
Get this damn girl ASD and y'all still ain't got the damn girl phone. But y'all around this bitch getting ASD. Y'all they around this bitch living in mansions, dropping cars, back to back.
Did y'all hear it that time? She said they're around here living in mansions, dropping cars back to back. What they talking about? We've been said this stuff. We've been exposed. October getting close, y'all. They gonna be coming out the woodworks with everything. Everything. I'll play it back just one more time. And may I add in this. That's a total different cemetery. That's a total different one.
Get this damn girl ASD and y'all still ain't got the damn girl phone. But y'all around this bitch getting ASD. Y'all they around this bitch living in mansions, dropping cars, back to back. This one gonna take my hair down. Get this damn girl ASD and y'all still ain't got the damn girl phone. But y'all around this bitch getting ASD. Y'all they around this bitch living in mansions, dropping cars, back to back.
Yeah, no wonder they had Bree in that, because yeah, it was, you know, a little bit funny, all this nonsense. But yeah, y'all, we on top of our game. Y'all already know what time it is. How you doing, Liz Lyon? I see a new guest in the house, Holy Ghost girl. How you doing? Yeah, but y'all, it's crazy. And again, shout out to Queen of all queens, Mama Justice. I see you in the chat. Yes, you came through and you laid it down last night like you always do. And we love you and we appreciate that for your knowledge, wisdom, for us to get an understanding of it. Man, we love you, Mama. We couldn't do it without you. Know that. Yep, y'all. Y'all see in the title, Turn Off the Radio. We're gonna touch a little bit on something different. All right, and y'all know how we may have discussed quite a few times about the effect of music. Y'all ever notice this? We got to understand this, and we got to realize this, that music is can be, well, nowadays, to me, if you ask me, music is being used as a weapon. And to be perfectly honest, you're welcome, Mom. You're very welcome. To be perfectly honest, I think that here in America, in the country, our home, music has been used as a weapon to program us. People may be saying, hey, what you talking about? To show you the effect, how strong music and melodies and all that stuff can take effect, not just on our bodies, but our brain. When you hear something, when you hear a song that you may like the words, you may even like the beat. But what's the first thing that happened? Your body starts moving to some type of rhythm. Why? Because of that song you're listening to. I'm finna go a little bit deep, y'all. Because of that song you're listening to. So now your body is moving to this music. That means signals are being sent from whatever you're listening to your brain, which is causing your body to, whether it's move, jump a little bit, or even dance. But I'm going to show y'all, we finna get into how dangerous it is. That's why y'all see I put in the title, turn the radio off. Turn it off. So, because if we know that signals are coming from, why y'all think, okay, this is what I personally think. I think that televisions is one of the biggest weapons that the world have, mainly the United States. Because we gotta say this, which is a fact. Televisions, look how many people have televisions in their house, in their homes, in their houses. Television, and to add on to that, they make it very, very easy to get one. Because this is a piece of technology from back in the day. This piece of technology has to be in your home so you can watch it and you can listen to it. So these signals can be sent to your brain to brainwash us, to control us, to educate us. Let's be real. A lot of us and a lot of kids today, parents will be quick to, well, years ago, a lot of parents probably was quick to throw the kids in front of the television, whether it was to give them a break or whatever, or just to watch cartoon or television, period. Now, let's imagine in the worst situation, how many hours would a kid spend watching television versus how many hours that parent would spend with that child? So in some cases, we know that some kids spend entirely a lot of time watching the television. So who or what is raising the child? Who's spending the most time with the child? Because if the child sitting here watching TV all day, that's why they learning everything. Why you think most kids, you see them as they little babies and they start mimicking and repeating the cartoon character names they say, because this is a learning process for them. They learning these things. Not only are they learning their names, they learning certain behavior from watching a cartoon. I don't know if some of y'all remember, but some months ago, I had did a video on how Hollywood push out all these pedophile images in their cartoons, and have been doing it for a long time. But to stay on point, these kids are learning this stuff from television. And let's look at y'all. Perfect example. Television has advanced in a negative way so fast. We're hearing and seeing things that we didn't see or hear on television just a few years ago. Just a few years ago. So now, if the child is spending a lot of time in front of a television and they watching television, last night I just flicked on the television and I'm flicking the channels. I get to, there it is. I get to a reality show. Do y'all know they bleeped out. They bleeped out every cuss word. It was two sisters standing there arguing. They bleeped out the motherfucker. They bleeped out hoe. They bleeped out ass. One word they did not bleep out is when them women were sitting up there saying the bitch word back and forth to each other. They didn't bleep that out. That instantly caught my attention. I say they bleeped out everything but that. I say, hey, well, maybe they have a bleep malfunction when it comes to that word. We just discussed it last week. We just talked about this last week. So now we know if the kid's spending a lot of time, you know, what's raising the kids or who raising the kid. There's no telling what the kid is seeing. But we finna get into how music is so dangerous, and what's behind it, and how it's being used. I know y'all always do, but please lock in on this. Please do. This is dangerous. All right, here we go, y'all.
I sit on a council of 13 people that take orders only from the Rothschild Tribunal in London, which they claim they take their orders directly from Lucifer.
I was the manager of Zodiac Productions, which Zodiac Productions is named.
Okay, real quick, let me just run it down. This guy name is John Todd. He was back in, he was a rock and roll star. So what he's about to tell you is what went on inside of people recording their albums or records, whatever, and how they got to be so famous. This stuff is crazy, y'all. Y'all already know. We can't make this stuff up. Check it out.
It's been changed since then. I'm not even sure what they call it now, but it's the largest music conglomerate in the world. It owns RCA Records, Columbia Records, Motown Records, owns almost all the concert booking agencies in the United States. And that's not even the name of the company that owns it. The name of the company that owns it is Brenner Enterprises, and Brenner Enterprises is owned by Chase Manhattan. Chase Manhattan's owned by Standard Oil, and Standard Oil is owned by the Lords of London. You can track it all back. You kind of get the idea after a while. But I was the managing president of Zodiac Productions. It's one of my jobs as being one of these 13 people. Thus, I got to know many of the people who produce music and sing the music and play the music that you play. Now, one of the closest friends that I got during that time that I obtained was a man named David Crosby. Crosby, Still, Nash and Young. And I saw David the day before Christmas last year, talked with him. I got him away from this witch that he had with him. He told her to go shopping. We were in West Hollywood, and I was witnessing around to people I knew. We went off in this store, and we started talking. I said, David, I'd like to ask you a couple questions. I said, I already know the answers, but I've been gone for 5 years. I'd like to know if certain things are still the way they were when I left. I said, now I'll have to explain some of this when I'm done, because you're not going to understand it all unless you know something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the Coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He said, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon. I'll explain what that means in a minute.
Now I'm gonna just stop right there. Just to run back down what he said. He asked him, him a couple questions, trying to get into it. He's trying to get it, expose it. Just to sum it all up, he's trying to expose it, but he wants the people to hear it from one of the horse's mouths. One of the horse's mouths. But y'all, what he's saying is that rock and roll was initially to be used as a way to cast spell on people. But now let's just stop right there for 1 second. Let's try to pull up in our minds the images we have saw when it comes to rock and roll. Okay, we see people jumping around the stage, probably drunk and high off, who knows what. Okay, and we see a lot of people with dressed like they Satanists, and this is what rock and roll, and all that stuff. We have seen this stuff. We can't say we haven't, because we have. This is the image that we get when we think of this sort of music. Now, when we think of those, when we pull those images up in our mind, and then like this guy said, it's to cast spells on people. So the next question we have to ask ourselves, what's going on? How is that possible? And we know where we at. So if they saying all of that, here we go again. FBI, CIA, what are they doing? Check it out. We'll just go back just a tad, just a little bit, so we can, catch up.
please, David, I don't want to get something about music. I said, do they still take the master to the temple room? Dave said, yeah. I said, do they still have the Coven conjure demons into the master? He said, of course. I said, now, I got to know something. What's the main reason for rock music? He said, come on, Lance, you know what the reason is. I said, please, David, I don't want to guess. Tell me what the main reason is. He said, the same as when you were in, so that we can play spells on people that we couldn't cast spells upon.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to stop right there 1 second. Listen, it got to be true. It got to be true. That's why we're seeing what we're seeing today. We're seeing a bunch of young guys. They high and they drunk. They riding around listening to murder this, murder that, kill this, kill that. And then what they do, they go murder this and murder that and kill this and kill that. Can't tell me it ain't true. Something's happening.
I'll explain what that means in a minute. I said, okay, one last thing. I've been hearing that you must be an initiated witch now to get a record contract. He said, that's right. He says, many of us that weren't total witches have to be witches now in order to produce music. I said, thank you.
What did we just see last week when I played that video clip of Beyonce? And if you haven't seen it, please go back and watch it. You'll know the video. Her face is the thumbnail. And then after you watch that video, do some more research on it, on her and the other people that we're looking at as celebrities. Celebrities.
The master is a tape about as big as the top of this podium that looks like an overgrown 8-track that the album is cut on and is placed in a machine that produces and presses the records and the 8-tracks and cassettes that you buy. After it's been recorded, it's taken in. This is why a master is cut months in advance before it's released. On the full moon, it's taken in to a temple room about the size of this auditorium that is in every one of the major music companies, behind locked doors up in the executive office. And it's placed on an altar sitting in the north of the room and a pentagram engraved in the floor. And 13 hand-chosen witches and wizards and a coven come in and conjure a principality or a power up, usually Regia or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. That's too hard for you to believe? I'm sorry. That's why they do it.
Wow. Wow. Let me say this. I got to keep it real. I believe it personally. And y'all know how we think. We don't try to walk down one road. Okay, like I said, I personally believe it. And okay, let's say that this is not, we don't believe them. Either way, we still need to do more research to either prove either way. Either way, we can't ignore what we have been witnessing. We can't ignore these things. This man just said they conjure up demons to follow each and every one. So that's how, is that how they get famous? Is that how they sell so many copies? What we gonna say? This is a perfect world we living in, that we know everything about this world? How we gonna say that? Don't know a damn thing. But what we've been told and what we've been shown and programmed to think, straight Android. We all know that. This is a, man, we don't know basically nothing about this world we live in. That's why they got all these secret societies. Listen what this man just said.
You can go home and count your kids' records or something like that, and order him to tell the demons under him to follow every record and every tape coming off of that master. As I tell many Christian parents, you can go home and count your kids' records, probably yours too, and count how many demons at least are there. That's too hard for you to believe? I'm sorry. That's why they do it. Now listen to me. This is why rock music's addicting. Have you ever seen kids that got rid of their music? They go around like this. They can't wait to find a rock station somewhere and they sneak off just like getting a cigarette or a fix because it's addicting. That's why they can't give it up. The rest of the conversation was this. You can't cast a spell on a Christian, but you can get a Christian to cast a spell on themselves. If you give the permission for the spell to work, being a Christian won't block it. And rock music is not just a song. It is supernatural music that which is carefully designed by their spirit guides or familiar spirits in the form of spells. Now, although the devil's music's power is the music and God's music is the words, much of the songs are written in what we call witch language. Give you kind of an idea. You talk, many of you talk on a CB, unless you know what a smoky is, and a 10-4, and a front door and back door and rocking chair and these type of things. You don't know what you're talking about. Same with witches. When you're in the first and second level, you have to learn over 2,000 words that said by anybody else mean something totally different than when you say them. Elton John has said he's never written a song or sung a song that wasn't in witch language. And I want to show you something. See how many kids in here will be honest and adults. How many remember and have heard at least several times a song called Hotel California? Somebody tell me what it meant. Quickly, somebody tell me what it meant. Huh? That's pretty close. But from the words, what did it mean? Well, that's more of a guess. See, most people can't tell you. That's why when people do drugs and they listen to songs in which language, they get some of the meaning. But most of the time, they can't tell you. Stop and think how many songs are out there that you really like, and you don't have any idea what the person was talking about. Beyond the Yellow Brick Road, how about The Destroyer by Kiss? Can anybody tell me what it's about? Kiss said in it, kids, kill your parents. They're talking about Helter Skelter. Beatles sung Helter Skelter in which language? Nobody knew what it meant. Manson did because he belonged to the process. Helter Skelter is a several thousand-year-old word. Most of the music is either about Helter Skelter or a place called the Night Winds, which is what Hotel California is about, and different doctrines of witchcraft. You listen to them, your parents let you listen to them, and they have no idea. Kids openly bragged how they were gaining control of people through their music because the people played their music. They told how they didn't form their own group. Their church, because they were ordained ministers of the Satanist church, placed them together. And that's how most of the music is done. David Crosby, when him and Crosby, Still, Nash and Young produced the record 2-Way Street, they ordered the Principality of Medici to order Demons of Rebellion to go into the record, and everybody that heard it would be rebellious against law and order and government. And it was one of the reasons for the great upheaval in the 60s was that one album, and they take open credit for it.
I have personally talked with Johnny Todd on the basis of Jack Chick's recommendation, having known Johnny Todd.
Man, I'm telling y'all, this stuff is crazy. So he said, you know, and it makes sense. How many of us have liked songs that we really like, possibly sing them and dance into them, and didn't have a clue of what they were talking about? And then he said something else that was tripped out. He said most people, when you're high or you're drunk, you're off some type of drug, you get a little of the meaning. So with that being said, that means you have to be under some type of influence to get a sense of understanding of it. That's crazy. And might I add, that's true. It have happened to me. That's crazy. So could it possibly mean is that's why we all like artists like Beyonce, Rihanna, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga openly came out and said she was a Satanist. She openly said it. Her personal hairdresser, live-in hairdresser. The girl said Lady Gaga basically forced her to move in with her. How that happened, I don't know. Maybe she allowed it to happen chasing that dollar. So she went with it. Her personal hairdresser, after she quit, She came out and said Lady Gaga told her that she'll eat her kids. We paying money to go see these people and don't have a clue of what's happening. Locked under a spell. Locked. You know, it makes some sense, some truth to what he's saying, because he said you listen to this stuff, then you go out and perform it. This stuff, just imagine, probably can't even do that. Imagine how long it's been going on. And that shows you have to be careful what you allow to go inside your brain. Even if it's just from reading a book, you have to be careful, because even when you read a book, you might forget a lot. Some of it you're gonna remember. So do you want it to be some garbage, or do you want it to be something that you can grow from, something that you can learn from? Something that would, a book can give you a push to do more research. You may even start liking, I ain't saying go out and read books. I'm just using book as an example. Some of us like to read, some of us don't. It's no different. Reading a book ain't the only way you can learn. We know that. But my point is, things that we least expect may give us a push to go out and do further research. It's what we need. It's what we need. But we got to be mindful of this stuff. We looking at these people, we drawn into what they talking about. And sad to say, y'all heard me say this before, some of these people hold these celebrities and look at them as gods and goddess. Don't have a clue of what they talking about. We don't even know these people, and probably never will. Closest you ever get to the person, some people may bump into them on the street, and some people may just see them further as a concert on stage. Some people may just get to see them on television or the internet. You don't know them. So is that why we as humans locked in this dumbed down box where we get up every day and we having conversations? Oh, did you see what Jay-Z and Beyonce? Did you see they baby? Oh, they baby so pretty. Did you see what they named them? Look, she had a baby. Cardi B done got married. Man, down with these people. We don't know these people. You think these people gonna wake up in one morning and say, "Oh, look, DeMarco done. Look at DeMarco. He done did." Or Angela Brown, Miss Red done. Oh man, can you imagine that? You think these people gonna wake up and do that? Not for the simple fact that they just don't know us. They don't give a damn. You think they gonna do that? You think Beyonce gonna wake up and say, "Oh, Queen Miko, yes, she or truly blessed." Oh, you got the brother King James. You think Jay-Z or any of them gonna do that about us? Man, these people got us up against the ropes. They got us up against the ropes and have had us in that corner up against the ropes for an extremely long time. And we're going down, down, down. But yeah, it's crazy. We just, got to try to educate ourselves on this stuff and know that what we're listening to, what we're watching, what we're allowing to go inside of our temples, our brains is. We know the old saying. Y'all know the old saying. You are what you eat. We all know that saying. Everybody know that saying. So where can it possibly come from? What you put in your body is you. If you're putting junk inside of your body, then hey. If you're trying to eat healthy, hey. Same thing with your brain. If you're putting junk inside your thinking tank, but if you know yourself and you decide to put something else inside your thinking tank, then hey. Yeah, this stuff is real, y'all. Notice he kept saying witchcraft and all this stuff is involved in rock and roll. You can just clearly see. And I noticed in the chat somebody, sorry, I can't remember who said it, but I had noticed in the chat somebody had said, like, most of us can remember back in the day when mama or grandma would be like, boy or girl, turn that devil music off. Yeah. That's exactly what they would say. And even with nowadays, you'll hear grandmas and mamas and stuff, you know, older people doing that with rap. Turn that devil music off. Nobody want to hear that. Yeah, when they making music, and then they got its own. They got it where the youth is just like, man, do this and you will come up. Will you stand a chance of coming up? They don't do nothing but play tricks and games and deceive and lie and lie and lie. That's all they do. That's all they do. Not to jump off topic, and I mentioned this a few days ago. The same trick they played with us with the NFL. How in the hell can they have political issues, but they use a sport to set an example? They do this stuff. Why they do it? They do it because they know what they have done to us. They know we're going to fall for it. More importantly, at this point, they like what they're going to do. They use political issues and took the sport football and displayed it. That's what they did. They used these fools on the football field for their political Hollywood fiasco. That's what they did. And we sat back and watched it and got drawn into it. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't stand for the American flag. Oh, yeah, don't kneel. They kneel and they all this stuff. Man, forget that stuff. That stuff don't mean nothing. Not in the real world. How can we apply that type of junk to our real lives? What type of effect did it have? Only if you allow, you get drawn into it. Yeah, it will have some type of effect. But if you're paying no attention, it won't have no effect. You won't even know it's happening. Yeah, but y'all, we got to gear on up because these people, they finna drop this thing in October. And like I said, ain't no telling. Hey, look, like I said, when me and Mama Justice did that live last night, we spoke on, you know, that Crown Plaza thing a little bit last night. And, you know, like I said, close to October arrived, they gonna come out the woodwork with something else. And we ain't going back, but we just gonna check this out. Look at the stunt of Mon pull. After all this time, but this guy always have been funny. We gotta have an award show and just give them all the award. What y'all think about that? Y'all think we ought to have some type of award show and just run the whole thing down, start passing out awards? Look, check this out, y'all. Now he wants to do this.
I'm only gonna give it to you guys. How I'm looking at it and how it was sent to me, and I'm gonna put it on Facebook because I know a lot of people is not gonna want to read all of this. So I decided to go live and read it to you guys, so you guys would have at least an understanding about the complexion of this situation. And I'm just gonna give it to you guys how I'm looking at it. All right, so let me sum it up for y'all. Kanika went to a kickback or whatever, because she's friends with, I'm going to say Monifa is the girl's name. I'm just starting over. All right, so let me sum it up for y'all. Kanika went to a kickback or whatever because she's friends with Monifa. Monifa and Irene are friends, and that makes Kanika a mutual friend. Y'all know how you know somebody through somebody. That was how Irene and Kanika was. So, with the bullshit, Monifa brought Meek was Kanika's nickname, and the girl that passed away, to the hotel with her because Irene basically got them a room for the free ski. Meek went, hold on y'all, this is a lot of stuff. Meek went there not knowing that her best friend was selling her on Backpage. So when Irene got on what? Let me zoom in a little bit because this is like all bunched together.
Yeah, and it's funny.
So when Irene got on the phone and she telling the dudes the room number, that's when Meek is in the background. Irene was in on it, but not as much as Monifa. The other girls in the room said that Monifa told Meek to come outside the room with her, and they left with some guys. So the guys who are seen in the live video may not have anything to do with it. And then again, they probably do. I'm not pulling anybody out at this point. So moments later, apparently Monifa came back up to the room and was asking them have they seen Meek, which is Kanika. And the other girls was like, no, she left with you. That's why they are arguing on Facebook, and they said that they thought Monifa was joking because she wasn't being serious about it. So basically, Meek left with Monifa and two other dudes. They probably split up Monifa. Monifa went with one dude, and Kanika went with the other dude. Kanika probably was sober up a little bit, but was still a little tipsy, and she didn't want to fuck the dude that came for her. That came there for her. He come have taken her to the freezer prior to her killing. He could have choked her out or anything and then hit Irene up and was like, hey, come downstairs to the basement. And once she got to the basement and to the freezer and saw Meek dead, she helped him put her in the freezer. I hope that makes sense. I'm typing fast, so bear with me. I've been talking to one of Meek's sisters, and we just trying to put two and two together. Irene was the only one who has access to the keys to the freezer, and she also was the one. She was the only one who would have known that the freezer was even in the basement. But even if he didn't rape her in the freezer, Irene helped him get her body in there, and then she added the video cameras to cover up. By the way, she was found topless. Okay, so look, for all of the people who go, okay, this is. Let me go over this one more time, y'all.
Man, that fool's so crazy. He even got. Yeah, I gotta. It was his first time ever reading it. Cause, come on now, y'all think we should do an award show and pass some awards out? What award would he get for just that right there? What award would we give him? For the world's best script destroyer, script fumbler. He fumbled the script. Yeah, this stuff is crazy, y'all. Oh, Lamont. How you doing, lovely the great? Milano Love. I hope I'm saying that right. How y'all doing? Yeah, but yep, October is almost here. Hey, I want us to go into something, and I just did, I didn't do a lot of research, and I have been like dibbing dabbing in and out of it for maybe a couple years right now, but this video I'm about to show now, I think is very informative, educational, and y'all already know we have to do more research on this, but this right here is something I feel that we should, watch when it's dealing with us, because we already know once we're born, these people give us these social security numbers, and And that's about all we know. We don't really know anything, what happened, what they doing with them, or, more to speak of why we even have them. But let's just check this out real quick. And before I even play it, this guy is saying that he paid off. And I have heard it. I have heard numerous of people. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about it. And that's what I mean. Let's go into research. YouTube, Google, asking questions. Hey, we can maybe even call offices, call Social Security offices or government offices and require or try to get the Freedom of Information Act and get more information on this just to see what's going on with this. But this guy right here is saying that he paid off a debt that he had just by simply using his Social Security number with no money required. Let's check it out.
What's up, people? This your boy. For those of y'all may know me, I know I probably got a lot of people on here that don't like me. I don't give a fuck, really.
Yeah,
but I just want to share something.
Get to the information. Sorry,
just made a payment for $2,000 on a car loan that's been already been sent into fucking collections. If you can see my screen right now, you know what I'm saying? I just tried this screencast thing, so I'm kind of new to this screencast shit, but I just had to share this with y'all because this shit is amazing. I'm gonna tell you basically what I did. All right, so here's the situation. I'm gonna give you a prime example of what's really going on and how this shit happened. All right, so you got two numbers on your Social Security card. Now, everybody got one of these, right? Now, if you look on the back, you know what I'm saying? If you look on the back, you're going to see some little red numbers or black numbers. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving around like that because I really don't want y'all to see my numbers, but you can see the red numbers at one of the, I think at the lower, looks like the lower right-hand corner. But anyway, you got some red numbers right there, and you got a letter in front of those numbers. That letter corresponds to whatever Federal Reserve Bank that your account, you have an account. Yes, you, American citizen, if you're an American fucking citizen, you have an account. If you have a Social Security card, you have an account with somehow the Federal Reserve and the Treasury got some bullshit going on, but you got an account with them. The account number is your Social Security number. The routing number corresponds to the district or whatever Federal Reserve Bank is holding your fucking money. So you just go to the site and you look up the numbers. I'm not gonna put them on screen or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that shit. But you know, just like some of y'all, I was skeptical like a son bitch. I'm talking about, I was like, man, that shit couldn't possibly be real. You know what I'm saying? But I went ahead and tried it. Now, I done a lot of fucking transactions as far as online transactions in the past. And for me to just put in my Social Security number as an account number and have some, I guess they call it now as a universal routing number for everybody. Everybody should use this routing number with their Social Security number. It only works to pay off debt. Don't use PayPal. Don't use Amazon. Pay off debt, old debts. Go get your fucking credit report and go down the line and start paying this shit. I'm telling you right now. But as you can see on the screen, you know what I'm saying? Like I was saying earlier, I had got a truck a long time ago from I think it was around 2016. No, it was 2015 or somewhere around there. It was before the year 2016. I had got this truck, 2016 Jeep Patriot, black, manual, real nice. I had it for quite a while, and March of 2016, I ended up being incarcerated and going to jail, and I lost the truck because I was in jail. I couldn't pay on it no more. So it went to collections. So I said that let me go ahead and try to pay this and see if this shit works. Because if these numbers are fake, then I wouldn't be able to make the payment. Being the fact that I got a confirmation number, as you can see on the screen, confirmation number on the screen, that means the payment went through. So where the fuck is this money coming from? The Federal Reserve or the U.S. Treasury somehow. Now this is just one of the payments. I'm gonna show you another payment for $1,000 that I made right behind that. Now I ain't no motherfucking spring chicken, but I'm paid $3,000 right behind each other on the same day on a fucking I think it was it's post dated for Monday. Now these confirmation numbers, I got them the very next day. I paid this shit Saturday, and today I end up getting this shit, the fucking confirmation numbers and shit. So this is my motherfucking proof to those who was wondering, is the shit real? The shit is real. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get into all the details about what's what, but like I said, your social security number is an account to the Federal Reserve Bank, and you're just going to have to somehow find your routing number. Mine was G, so mine was in Chicago. I used the public debt number or whatever the fuck they want to call it. It's a universal routing number they came out with just a minute ago, just a while ago. I tried that. I also paid my light bill too. I'm gonna show you that. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know I did. It's in here today. Excuse all the photos. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of photos on it for like $89 to go find it. But I do apologize for all the photos. I'm trying to find it for y'all, but just bear with me just for a minute. I'm gonna do it. All right, I found it. So this photo right here is a screenshot of the fucking as you can see, those of y'all people from fucking Arkansas, Paragould, or wherever, as you can see, it says your payment has successfully been processed. Online payment receipt. Now I got one of these, and I got one that came to me in the fucking email. So if my social security number wasn't attached to an account that didn't have no monetary value, why in the fuck would the fucking shit work? Why would it go through? Because I'm pretty sure I just tried some just generic number as an account number, and I got declined. But I put in my social security number and the special out number, and oh shit, I can pay fucking light bill and fucking $3,000 on a fucking car loan that went in collection almost a whole fucking year now. So as you can see, that's the location number. You know what I'm saying? You can see it. It's real shit. This ain't no fucking joke, people. So there go the confirmation number right there. Confirmation number 7795 with the taxes and the fees. They charge me 75 cents for the fucking e-check fee. I pay with an e-check now. ACH, electronic check. See right there, payment with electronic check. The shit went through. Now, we've been known to work our bust our ass, go to work, to fucking make money to be able to pay our bills comfortably. But here it is. All I did was put in a fucking magical number and my social security number, and I can pay my fucking bills. So, for those of y'all that still don't believe me, I encourage you to try this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you do your research, you're gonna hear about a couple of people getting you're gonna hear about people getting reverses.
Well, that's what I encourage. I don't encourage just nobody to jump out and just do this. Y'all know how we roll. We roll strictly off doing research. But that's something that I have been hearing and, you know, checking out, you know, like I said, for the last couple of years, I just, you know, didn't really go deep into it. But the reason I'm showing it, let's check it out, because we know that, you know, a lot of the things he was saying is true. They are doing a lot of things that we don't know about. Mama just say he would be in jail soon. Is he paying bills without money? Yeah, that do make sense. Yeah. But yeah, these people, they do so much. They do so much, and they try to hide it from us. They try to keep us dumb and blind. But y'all, yeah, that what y'all think about that award show? Y'all think we should pass out some awards for the greatest this or the best this, or what y'all think? Y'all think we should have an award show? I would put it together. I will put it together. Yes, you're right about that, Empress. We are woke and alert. Yeah, Mama Justin, you think we should have that award show? All right, we're gonna do that. What you think, Empress? What you think, Miss Red? What y'all think? Y'all think we should have that award show? Pass these people out some awards for all the stuff they done to us.
Chicago's
how they took us into the new age of Hollywood. Okay, we're gonna do that, Angela Brown. We're gonna have an award show. We're gonna do that. All right, Diamond Girl. Diamond Girl, I haven't seen you around in a while. Good. Glad to see you. All right, I see we got a new brother in the house, Gerald Vanderboss. Okay. We gladly welcome all guests. Miss Danielle, what's good with it? All right, we're gonna hook that award show up. Say no more. When I noticed something else in the title, I put a look into history. I want to show a little video clip, you know, from back in the day, and it came from the news. You know, disclaimer. You know, these videos are solely educational and to wake my people up. And the project that they finna show y'all, this is where I was born and raised. This is where I was born and raised. And some of you may have heard of the Robert Taylor buildings, projects in Chicago, but this is where I was born and raised. And let's just, you know, I want y'all to get a, you know, little bit about my history. Check this out.
Chicago's largest public housing project. 28 buildings, 16 floors each, more than 20,000 certified residents.
Do y'all recall last week when I said, you know, the Robert Taylor song? I think it was when Tory was on the panel, and I said, you know, used to be builders in Chicago that, you know, we were all stacked in there, boy, looked like prisons. Look at that. Don't that look like a prison? This is where I was born and raised. These buildings not here in Chicago. They tore them down, but don't this look like a prison? And that's what it was, y'all. We were stacked on top of each other. It was like a prison. And yeah, it do. But yeah, and Cabrini Green was the same. Miss Danielle was the exact same. But this right here, the Robert Taylors. And they had us stacked on top of each other. And that's why, if y'all know, that's why they call these buildings the projects, because it was simply a project that these people were experimenting on to see how will these people group together like a prison. How would they coexist with each other? How would they, what would happen? And we all know what happened. A bunch of the guys went to prison. A bunch of the mothers was left out there. A bunch of families broken up, you know. But let's just check this out.
4 people stacked on top of one another. Their problems multiplied, intensified.
I see somebody put in the chat, yeah, those Angela Brown, they was the one I was born and raised there was we had 16 floors. 16 floors. I remember when I was like about 10 years old, I had a friend named Andy. They stayed on the 9th floor. He came in the house and he did something, and he had his mother was giving him a whooping, and my friend jumped out of the window of the 9th floor. Can y'all imagine that? He didn't die. Thank God he didn't die, but he was broken up from, he had on a body cast from neck to His whole body, he was in a body cast. But he jumped out the window the 9th floor. At that time, I think he was like 8 or something like that. Maybe 9, 10, something like that. He jumped out the window.
Chicago's largest public housing project. 28 buildings, 16 floors each, more than 20,000 certified residents. Poor people stacked on top of one another. Their problems multiplied, intensified.
You carry your children downstairs and they play, and you never know what's going to happen. You know, you be sitting down there playing 1 minute, and whenever the fellas get into a rage and want to start shooting, or, you know, a little scuffle come between them, you have to run. You can't run to the elevator, because who going to wait for the elevator when somebody's shooting?
See mama come down, so get brains up right there. That's all that. Them shot all around the front there, everywhere. See all out the playground.
Life at Robert Taylor is dominated by welfare, women, and children. A high percentage of Taylor residents receive public aid, and almost 90% of Taylor's households are one-parent families, one woman, that is, with an average of 4 children. At age 23, Janice Love is part of that pattern. She has only 2 children, but they represent the 3rd generation in her family to live or grow up here. For her and hundreds of other women who live here, the absence of a man in the home is considered neither unusual nor necessarily a handicap.
You can have some parents where it's just rough in the household with their man. You got to deal with him, you got to deal with the children, and that's a burden on you too. You got some that's just as worse as the children. You got 3. If you say you got 2 children and a man and yourself, you got 3 children. You got to look after him and the 2 children and the house. So sometimes it's all right and sometimes it isn't for some people.
For young men growing up here, there is no manhood in going to school or landing a job. That is a loser's game. The schools are bad, jobs hard to find.
You still can't get no job just because you got a high school diploma, man, you don't get a job. There's some head where they get a job. So they look at my face, they tell me, we'll call you so-and-so, so-and-so. I done filled out about 50 applications, and not one of them came through yet.
Instead, being a man means being tough, hanging out, playing ball, shooting craps, or sometimes shooting one another when the street gangs turn violent.
It ain't the building, it's the people up there, you know? That's what it is, it's the people. They be out here shooting niggas off the porches and stuff, man. They're like my little nephew got shot out there and thing. You know? A 6-year-old boy, man, got killed. They caught their gang banging around here, man.
Let me just stop right there. The reason I'm playing, one reason I'm playing this video, and I know it's old footage, but I'm specifically intentionally doing that to show that, you know, from then to now, a lot have changed. And when I say a lot have changed, it has gotten worse. Look, just like this guy, and it reminded me of something when you said this guy was like people shooting off the porches. When, you know, when we was living in those buildings, that was a regular thing. I can recall standing in front of the building that I used to live in, and, you know, standing right there talking to one of my friends, and all he did was just yarn. You know how when you yarn and you stretch your arms out, it just that fast. We were shielded behind the brick part of the building, intentionally standing there so we won't get shot. But my friend Larry, he just yarned, stuck his arm out, bam, dude. Then a shot came and almost blew his whole arm off. Just that fast. I told y'all last week about how when the kid came out the door running to me crying, and he got shot in the chest while he was jumping up and down in his mother's bedroom, and somebody shot through the window. I can recall another time early in the morning, 8 o'clock, when the kids was going out to school. Another kid, y'all see how the buildings had the gates, the fences, you know, and all that stuff, the porches. Sure, he came out the door. As soon as he came out the door, somebody shot out the window of another building down the street and shot him clean in the head on his way to school. As soon as he stepped out his door, little kid. But Yeah, these buildings are the Robert Taylors, and y'all, when these buildings was up, I can remember when I say this, y'all. I know this gonna sound crazy, but I can recall as a little kid seeing rats that would literally be chasing the cats. Have y'all ever saw something like that? And I'm for real. The rats will be chasing the cats around, and the cats will be running for their lives. Man. I'm telling y'all, this place, and some of y'all may know about it, but you know, I've always said that was one good thing, that when they tore these buildings down, it was it was good. It was a good thing because, you know, it and sadly to say, when they did that, it kind of like forced people to get out and just venture out. And true or not, y'all, this crazy. I know people in Chicago that have never even been downtown their whole lives. Not, and a lot of young guys, y'all, a lot of young people, but older people. So I'm saying that to say that, can you imagine how people just go through their lives and just be stuck inside their community? Don't even venture out whole entire life. Can you imagine spending your whole entire life in your neighborhood? Don't go to no other, first of all, don't even get to see the whole city you live in. You don't go to no other cities. You don't go to no other states. I understand, you know, that's understandable. People go through lives and never go to another country. But to just travel, that's one of the ways to enjoy life. Just traveling. But can you imagine how many people never do that? Just stay within their neighborhood. That's crazy. But it happens.
There is both fear of violence here and acceptance of it, a resignation to what cannot be avoided. Rarely do the elevators run well, and even then they are havens for muggers and rapists.
I'm telling y'all, the hallways and the elevators used to be full of smelling like urine and all this stuff. And I can remember being kids, had to travel through the stuff. And sometimes, majority of the time, the elevators wasn't working, y'all. And I lived on the 12th floor. My apartment number was 1207. So it was a lot of times. Man, I can remember times where we used to go grocery shopping, have a lot of grocery, and the elevator wouldn't be working. Can y'all imagine walking up 12 flights of stairs? You know, as a little kid, a little youngster, one night we can shoot on up them stairs. But man, I used to be one pissed off kid when that elevator wasn't working.
And the stairways are a poor alternative.
I would be afraid to go out at night by myself. And if I'm out, I would be afraid to come in by myself. After 10, when you're out, you have to walk back up. You don't know what's on the stairway waiting for you.
Yeah, and the stairways will be pitch dark. I can remember as a kid, probably was about 6, 7, somewhere around there. I remember the mailman. Everybody knew the mailman in this building, in our building. We used to call him John. His name was John. We always used to call him John the mailman. He had been the mailman for a long time. As a kid, I can remember one time he was delivering the mail and found a dead body inside the mailroom. Seeing all this nonsense while I was a kid.
And we don't have no security protection at all, so you can't depend on that. That's something without scared.
But despite the crime and the poverty and the unemployment that breeds them, there is still a feeling among some that although the problems are large, they are not insurmountable. There are still people here who care, people who are working for change.
You got that right. I'm gonna play this in part. So we won't get in no trouble. Y'all know how they do. I'm gonna play a little bit more of that tomorrow, but yeah, a lot. This world is crazy. This world is crazy, y'all. Well, brother came a long way. Hey, made me stronger. Y'all already know. That live yesterday, y'all, that was a good live. I told y'all and the way Mama Justice just, you know, broke down a lot of stuff. We gotta listen. That's why I always say when she speak, listen. And then that's another problem that especially we having with, you know, with the youth. They don't even want to listen to us. They don't want to listen to us. They don't have the time to, you know, take out and just listen. Listen to some people that already been through the stuff they going through. And even if we haven't been through the stuff that they going through, we can still give them some game. Like, hey, young brother, check it out. Or, you know, hey, little sister. But they don't want to listen to it. That spell, what that guy just said in the music. That spell. The spell. And to be perfectly honest, I think we're all under some type of spell. Some type of way. Because, you know, let's be real, what we dealing with and have been dealing with. These people we dealing with. And this is the crazy part yet, but it's yet the reality. These people, the people that's doing us in, we don't even know them, like personally know them. All we know is what we see on TV. And do you think that was by design? Do y'all think that was by design? The people that's, so to speak, that's in control of society, we never get to know these people. Just think of all these presidents, all these politicians, whatever. We never know them, like on a personal level. But they're in control. Told y'all technology advanced so much that now they're in control, really in control inside our house homes. Have y'all noticed like the change that the company McDonald's is making? McDonald's basically, give them a few more years, they ain't gonna need people. Because they're making these McDonald's where you can walk in, hit menus on keypads, and your food will be mechanically prepared, and you can pay. So what that do? That cuts out humans. But what we'll see on the news are employee, they doing this and they doing this, the shortage of employees or cut down. Or, yeah, right. When they're doing stuff like that, they're cutting out the need for humans. Tomorrow, y'all, we're going to go into a video where a lady exposed some documents that came from NASA and just from NSA, how they plan to just move into a future with less and less humans. And some documents that the government released. And she gonna also we're gonna learn in that video tomorrow is how the government is saying that humans are becoming too dumb. Humans are too slow. We're becoming too useless to them. Now, the government's saying this stuff. We're gonna go into the documents tomorrow. But this is how they feel about us. They call us dumb. Do y'all recall when Obama was in office? I can't think of the guy's name, and I'm gonna get it. The guy that was he was doing some work for Obama. I think it was in the medical. It was dealing with the Obamacare. And then they got this guy in an interview, and it was he said it more than once in 2 or 3 of his interviews on national TV. He said they were pressuring him about some disturbing things that people was noticing inside of the Obamacare. So this guy that was one of the main supporters, contributors or whatever, he came out of his own mouth and said, whatever is happening, blame it on the stupidity of the American people. So basically he was saying, hey, if these people don't see this, you charge it to their stupidity. But he was one of the main people on it. So how are we supposed to take that? And the crazy thing about it, and I know this is going to sound crazy. Crazy thing about it, he was right. That's the crazy thing about it. He was right. He was saying a lot of this stuff going on because of the stupidity of the people. They're allowing it. That's all he was saying. The stupidity of the people is what's basically causing it. So if we look at it like that, then it go from the problem shift from one end to the other. Only thing we have to understand is what end we stand on. Man, y'all already know I love coming in. Yeah, you're right, Gerald. Depopulation. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. That's what the wars and everything about. That's why they go to war. That's why they say, oh, this president over there, he's involved in this. This country involved in this. And look how, okay, if that's true, why not just go after the leadership if it's true? But instead, what they do, they wipe out cities. Nowadays, with their technology, these people are wiping out. They'll go overseas and wipe out a whole state. What they tell us in the beginning, oh yeah, they get on the news and say we're just gonna send about a few people over there to talk to them, and then next thing you know, they dropping bombs. They shooting up everybody, and we sitting back on TV watching this. Yeah, go USA. That's how brainwashed we is. As a people, as a whole, we all are. We sit back and we indulge in this stuff, and we be straight dumb to what's going on. I said we as a people. Yeah, they go in. They say this regime. They love to use that word. Or this regime over there is doing this, or this group over there is doing that. Then they come right in and kill half of the country. Man, y'all, we gotta wake up to this stuff, man, because even when they go to wars and stuff, and then us as a people, we sit back and we don't make no noise. So basically, it's not I'm not saying that by us not making no noise, it's saying that we're okay with what they doing. It just, I feel that the human race should stand up more. We as a people, we should stand up to these people. What they gonna do? What can they possibly do? Lock us up, beat us across the head, spray us down with mace and all these chemicals and stuff, kill us. They can kill 1 million, 2 million, billions of us. That's still not going to stop the human race. And to let you know it's not going to stop the human race, because they're not going to stop what they are doing. So it go from until they stop, nothing will change, or until we stand up. Gotta be at some point, we gotta stand up. We have to stand up. That dude Lamont is funny, y'all. Some of y'all probably saw that, but like I said, hey, closer October come, these people gonna be hitting us with some whammies. They're gonna be hitting us with some whammies. Man, I appreciate and love everybody that came up in the chat to kick it with me, to hang out. The family, y'all already know what time it is. Queen Miko, Liz Lyon, Empress, Miss Danielle. I see we got another new guest in here. Appreciate to have you in, Big Stevie. Sasha Soso, Queen Nina Ray, what's good with it? Alicia Green, Angela Brown, Mama Justice. How y'all doing? Man, reaching out to hug all you queens. Imagine that. Imagine that. Man, and I know y'all did. Then everybody enjoy Mama Justice. Don't y'all think we ought to get Mama Justice to come up on the live by herself and just give us that knowledge she got, to have her, pick her topic and just drop it on her. She can come over here and do it, or anywhere. Because wherever Mama Justice at, we there. So that's something I would like to see. Would y'all like to see that Queen the mama of this family, do a live and drop some of them jewels on us. We need that. We need that. So, mama, if you would kindly do us that, we love you and we will most definitely appreciate it very much. Finna get ready to punch on about the building, y'all. Finna roll that he say, she say. One love, y'all already know what time it is. So, sisters, y'all lock them locks on that 360 surrounding y'all and everything and everybody y'all love. Y'all know what time it is. Keep that security tight. Kings, we already know. We got a job to do. We got a job to do, but as a whole, as a family, we all got a job to do. And we're going to do it. We have no choice. I'm out.
He say, she say. He say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. I run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. I wake up, I put on my clothes, time to go check me a road. You can't tell me shit, tell me nothing, I really tell nothing to something. Look, I used to be broke like a bitch, I was hurt, I was ugly. These bitches, they ain't wanna touch me, now none of these niggas can touch me. The time that you thought I was spending alone, I was working the phone. The time that you thought I was bumming, I was just stacking my money. Yeah, the time that you thought I was down and out, I was not in the drought. I get the dope and then ship it out, American gangster. I know Victoria's Secret, I got the key to the streets. I got some niggas be trapping, they wanted, they coming to me. Look, that bitch said she want me to fuck her just like I be fucking the beat. I told her that me and my niggas gon' be there at 2:45. My diamonds come away from the Mayans and I run the street with some lions. I chop like I want me a Kanye and rap like I want me a Wraith. Don't say no shit on the internet you ain't gon' say to my face. Look, these industry niggas be pussy and I'm trying to give me a taste. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. Trapping, that's my reputation. I like rapping, that's my reputation. I like flipping cars, reputation, yeah. They know me, they know my reputation. I like kissing bitches, reputation. Dismissing bitches, reputation. Oh, flipping money, reputation. They know me, they know my reputation. I ain't too fucking dog, reputation. I'm gon' swing first, reputation. I might kill a first, reputation. Look, they know me, they know my reputation. Look. Like a jeans, reputation. I turn my grandma house to trap house, that's my reputation. I got court cases, shell cases, reputation. Look, they know me, they know my reputation, bitch. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch, I might dictate. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Run in the trap like relay, get it through the mail like eBay. He say, she say, he say. He say, she say. He say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. I'm not really with that. He say, she say. Hello. He say, she say. Ask that little bitch on my dictates. I'm not really with that, he say, she say. Ha, running it trap like relay, get it to the mail like eBay. Ha, she say, why they bitch it like the talk a lot? Ha, she say, why they niggas like to talk a lot? Ha, she say, he say, she say. I'm not really with that, he say, she say. I'm not. Why these niggas like to talk a lot? Why do bitches like to talk a lot? Yeah, he say, she say, he say, she say, nah. Hey, we ain't got no real fake on that fake. Yeah.